guys, Happy New Year. Doreen from Door Designs. Hope everybody had a great holiday season and a new year. I know I did with my family. I did take some time off. December and November were really crazy for me. I was very blessed, but let me tell you, I had a lot of orders to get out. So took a little time off then. Also took an extra week off so I could switch out my studio from basically winter going into Valentine's, Easter, spring, things like that. It's not so much for the ribbon I had to switch out, but my greenery and picks and attachments, that takes me a while. So I have everything done and I'm ready to start decorating for the new year. So on today's video, I'm going to be doing a grapevine. It's on a 22-inch oval grapevine. I'm not going to do a big sign or big attachments. We're just going to mainly do some greenery, a bow, some really pretty little flowers, and maybe a couple of hearts or a few little picks that I got from Hobby Lobby. So going to be kind of a fun, simple, but a very pretty wreath. So I'm going to go ahead. I've already got my bow made. Here's the bow that I made. You can see the different ribbons. And I didn't make a super big bow. I'm going to put this bow at about, probably about 4 o'clock. And then we're going to put in some greenery and stuff coming up and then coming around this side. And we're going to leave all of this open so you can see the grapevine. And I've also moved my board at an angle. I'm going to try to see if this works a little bit better to where you can see more of what I'm doing. So you'll have to let me know. Okay, I'm just going to take my zip tie, that's how I make my bows, and I'm going to zip tie it to the grapevine. You can use wire, you could use a pipe cleaner. I'm going to pull that nice and tight. And cut the end off. And there you've got the bow. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to take some different greeneries that I have and kind of in cleaning out and switching things out. I have several pieces that I've used, but I haven't used the whole bush. So this is going to be one of them. And I got this one at Sims Pottery, which is a wholesaler. And I like it because it's got all different kinds of different greeneries on it. It's got some fern. It's just got some different little vines and stuff in it. So we're going to cut all of these apart. And then I also am going to use some of this one that I get at Hobby Lobby. Yes, they're plastic. People ask me all the time if I use plastic. Yes, I do. Not all the time, but it's almost impossible when you're working with artificial flowers not to have some plastic. What I say is just kind of look at it and see if it's the right fit for your design. Okay, so we're going to start and we're just going to put a few pieces coming up and we're going to put a few pieces coming down this way. I'm dipping the end of the stem in I've got an electric skillet, or you can use a glue pot, and I use Gorilla glue sticks, and I keep my temperature about 325, 350. And we're just going to fill some in here. Now, depending on how big you want the perimeter of your design, that'll tell you how far out or how tall or how far up you add your greenery. Seems like it's been so long since I've designed. Okay, I'm taking my bow and I'm pushing it up underneath because I want my greenery to be going in as close to where I have it attached, so it kind of fills out underneath my bow and also holds my bow to kind of come out to look a lot fuller. I'm going to kind of move these around because you want to make sure and kind of separate all the different pieces of your greenery. Okay, so there is the first pieces of greenery. So I want to just add in a couple of pieces of this. What I like to add different colors of the green. Kind of give your design a little more dimension. You don't have to add a lot. I tell you what, when I was cleaning out, I have misplaced 2 pair of my cutters, of my favorite cutters. Okay, I'm just going to add 1 piece there, a little bit on top. Okay, I'm going to add 1 or 2 pieces of this one. This one came from, I think, from Hobby Lobby also. And on this one, it's got a nice soft feel to the fern that's a little bit different than what I've got in it already. And you probably can't tell the big difference on the video, but hopefully when I take pictures, you'll be able to see it. And then before I get done, I'm going to put a few pieces of the greenery in the bow. I'm actually going to go ahead and add that to the bow right now since I've got the greenery right here. I'm going to make this one a little bit shorter. It's too long. I don't like how it's laying on the bow. There we go. Much better. Okay, see how I've got some of the pieces of the fern coming out through the bow? It kind of ties it all in together to where it doesn't just look like your bow is sitting on top of the greenery. It's kind of becoming a part of the greenery. And before I get done, I'm probably going to cut this piece off that's driving me nuts. Okay, now let's add some color. So we're going to add some of our baby's breath filler. And this came from, I believe this one came from Deco Exchange. Let's see if the number is still on there. The number is 30356PK, 30356PK. And what's nice about this, it's got your red and your pink, and you can move them up and down. And this kind of a filler you can use all summer long. Okay, so all we're going to do is just start filling in the greenery. And you can add as much of your floral as you want, or you can just add just a couple of pieces. I'm going to add several pieces because I like a kind of light and airy. See how pretty that is? And see, it's got that movement to it. See, I could design with flowers and greenery all day over mesh. This is more of my jam of what I enjoy doing. And I'm going to go ahead and just cut up the entire bush. Okay, now I'm just adding some on the bottom. Okay, so on the bottom, I kept most of the filler, the baby's breath, at a certain length, kind of going around it. Now I'm going to come back and add a few pieces in that's going to be a little bit shorter. Now, if you wanted your wreath to be a bigger size, you would just bring your florals further down. So when you're looking for florals and stuff, if you can find them, it's nice to have the pushers, because that way you can make it full at the top if you want it shorter, or you can leave it further apart. So I'm going to make this one a little shorter because I'm going to bring it in tighter underneath my bow. one didn't want to move. I had a spot right there that had too much greenery with not enough floral right there. How nice and pretty. Full, springy. Now, if you wanted, which I don't think I'm going to add in to this design, but you could add a heart in it. I'm just going to stick some in here to show you. You could add in some little picks. I got these at Hobby Lobby. You could just kind of pull those apart. And then you could put one at the bottom. So I'm just kind of giving you some different ideas if you wanted to make one bigger. So if you wanted to make it a little more Valentine, more festive, you could add stuff to it. You could also do red if you're a red person. And you could put the red in with it also. Which is really cute. I don't know, I may have to add some of that. I'm going to fix my bow a little bit here. I think I'm going to leave this design as is, and on my second one I'll have in my shop. It'll be pretty much like this, but I think I will put in a little bit of the Valentine hearts. Okay, guys, this is the first Valentine one. Nice and full, 3-dimension. And see how easy it was? We just used a 22-inch oval. You could use a much smaller grapevine wreath if you wanted to. You don't have to use this. This is just what I had on handy. And then we made the one bow. And then I used a few pieces, about 3 or 4 coming up and 3 or 4 coming down of my first greenery. And then I just used 2 pieces on the top of the second greenery, 1 down below. And then I think I used maybe 4 pieces of this one because I put a few pieces around. And then I used 1 full bush, the bush I got from Deco Exchange of the Baby's Breath filler. So I hope you enjoyed my first wreath of 2024 coming back. Also stay tuned. I am going to do Tea Towel Tuesday. That'll be videotaped next and then released. And then I'm going to be doing a lantern swag that's going to kind of go along with the same design as this one. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time. Have a great day. Bye-bye.